All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. We are going to be taking a look at XRP here because we have been saying for quite some time now that, look, we are headed for a huge bump. I mean, we can say it's like going to be seismic changes here in terms of the price section of XRP. But do we really have evidence that is actually suggesting something like that here? We are going to be taking a look at that. I'm going to be building a case as to why we could literally see a huge move in the XRP price as early as the end of this month right here, right? So at the end of this video, if you like this content, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for XRP updates will now be able to find this video much more easily. If you're also new to the channel, I want to just kindly ask you to subscribe because I do TA on XRP and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. You know what, let's quickly jump here into the 1 monthly time frame here on XRP. That's actually one advantage that we have here with XRP, that we can, you know, go as far back as something like 2013, and I mean, it's much more reliable, right? The bigger your time frame, I mean, the longer your time frame, the more accurate you are also going to be able to predict the future. So here what we are seeing with XRP, just as I have been showing you time and again, that look, before we go for like these huge rallies here in terms of like bull cycles, right, we have got this upward sloping support that is showing up each and every single time here. We also have one right now, although this one is looking like it's a little bit different. We just need one more confirmation. I'm going to be talking about that towards the end of this video as well. But what we can see here is we have got like consistency. That's great. But also, if we also want to take a look at the underlying indicators, we have actually a much better story being told here for XRP, giving us much more assurance. Let me quickly just tell you about that here. So as I was mentioning that, look, we've got this upward sloping supports here, no problem. But what we were also noticing is that once we go down to the RSI, for example, right, let me go ahead and turn off the MACD because, you know, it probably, you know, it's going to be disturbing you. So what we are seeing is that once we have the blue line here on the RSI on the monthly time frame, by the way, crossing the yellow line here, we have a surge that is coming imminently, right? We also had the same thing pretty much here. We are also seeing that the blue line crosses the yellow line, and you can see what eventually happened here with XRP. Now, I have to mention that even in the situation when the XRP price was suppressed by the SEC lawsuit, still the price managed to do at least a 10x. We are so in this situation where we are right now, I would definitely be expecting much more than a 10x from XRP. But we are also seeing that we have pretty much the same conditions here. We are also seeing that, look, on the RSI, on the monthly time frame, the blue line is now eventually crossing the yellow line right there. In the past, it is always dictated that there was a bull run that was going to be coming up next. But what we are also observing is that once we have that cross here, right, it's taking much longer to like really get into the bull cycle. You can tell, for example, here when we had a cross, it was like just 1 week, 2 weeks later, we were in a massive bull run, right? In the situation here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it took something like 5 weeks, maybe a month or something like that, and now where we are is even taking longer, right? But I think still the bull run is going to be showing up right then. Let me also show you some more confluence from the MACD here, because the MACD is now indicating that, look, you can see where I was highlighting with these blue lines right there, right? But we're also seeing, right, on top of these crosses happening in the RSI was also some bullish crosses happening with the MACD. So that's one other confluence. It happened here, and now we already have something like that happening. Now it's not happening at the exact instance, but it's taking maybe a few weeks to play out. Just as I was saying that, look, even with the cross here on the RSI in this specific instance, I mean, it took something like 2 weeks in this one, 5 weeks in this one, even longer than that, right? So that's also the same story that we are seeing with the MACD crossings, by the bullish crosses, I mean. And what we are also noticing is that, yeah, it may actually be looking like maybe there isn't much to read into these volume profiles that you are seeing. But if you also go back and take a look at when we had a cross, there were also weeks and weeks where we were seeing that the volume profiles were not really convincing. And that's the trick here with XRP, right? When it starts moving, it really doesn't warn anybody that is actually ready to move, right? So you will see things like this and you're like, yeah, no, the volume profile is really weak. But it has always been like that. Even going back as far as this period here, it only gets like super huge and super exciting, but by that time it would already be like super late for you to jump into XRP. So in my humble opinion, I think it's actually right now where we should actually be focusing much more on this weak volume profile, because once we start to see like these big gold candles here on the volume profile, I mean, probably it's also very much late here to jump into XRP. So looking at this whole structure here, we can say with a very high degree of certainty that the conditions that have been always set here for XRP to head into a massive bull run are satisfied. We have all those things, but there's only one specific thing that is not yet there, and that is, you know what, breaking above this trend line here. You can see that on a monthly time frame as well. Let me go ahead and delete this, right? We no longer need it. We are seeing this upward stopping support right there, right? Gets broken, and now we are looking to test this one back, like to break above it. Once we have a break and close above this level here, I think it's off to the races. I'm going to take you here shortly to the weekly time frame and show you how important this level is actually for XRP. And let me go ahead and delete all this here and show you exactly what I'm trying to say. I mean, take a look at how much traffic we are having right around this level here. Like this level here has been holding XRP for a very long time. All of a sudden, we are also seeing that we have a trend line that is sitting right around that level there. On top of that, we also have got like Fibonacci retracement levels right around that level here. So if I just go ahead and take a look at the Fibonacci retracement levels, referencing the previous peak that we had in the previous bull cycle. Really not a bull cycle because we didn't set a new all-time high, but you know, it is what it is. Now you can also see that within that range, we are also seeing that we have our first Fibonacci retracement level that is somewhere around 69, 68 cents thereabout. If we want to be much more flexible, we can even say that it is a range between 60 cents and something like, you know, 70 cents. So this is exactly what we want to see happening here for XRP. But then again, we actually have got good news that is suggesting that, you know what, we could eventually be breaking out of this whole thing. And I was taking a look at the daily time from here and looking at what was happening down here with XRP. Don't worry, I've just zoomed in the chart like to go back to the daily time, and we are also seeing an encouraging sign here. Like if we take a look at our Wyckoff accumulation structures, this is actually looking like this is a Wyckoff accumulation pattern where you have pretty much all the phases. I don't want to go through the phases, but what was actually much more striking to me especially was this last stage here where you see that you have got this creek, right? You have another piece of a pump, and then eventually you just, you know, set a new low compared to what you were having below here. So this is pretty much also the same thing that is happening here. You can see the price is creaking a little bit, has one capitulation and then another creek, capitulating here, setting a new low. So what we want to see here between now and towards the end of this month is I want to see the XRP price set like really rising out of where it is right now, right around 61, 62 cents, break above something like 75 cents, right? Maybe we could have a back test, maybe we won't have that, but this is the confirmation that we need to say, you know what, we are out of the woods, we are off to the races here with XRP. So I was saying that we could see this one as early as this month, because I mean, take a look at this on a monthly time frame here, right? The resistance that I was showing you, let me also delete this. You see that something like 69, 70 cents there, about like you just need a candle, a monthly candle close that is just above that, and yeah, this is the confirmation that we need. So yeah, nothing too much crazy here. We have all the conditions that we need for a bull cycle here for XRP. What is just like the missing part is this clearance of this resistance there, and we'll be fine, right? Obviously, let's get into price targets that I will be looking forward to this bull cycle. I have always been referring to the weekly time frame here for XRP, which really is a good thing because, as I said already, the higher your time frame, that also means that the more accurate you are going to get with your predictions, right? So the easiest thing right here to note is that, look, we've been in a downtrend with XRP here, but we are also seeing that we also have another upward sloping support that comes up with something like a symmetrical triangle. The way to measure this one obviously is going through the thickest part of this thing here, and then you can go ahead and take a look at it here. It's taking the price right around something like $12, $13 actually. At some point when I measured this, it shows me that it's something like $10.60, and that is from the Fibonacci retracement to from the top right there to the very bottom of the chart. You can see it exactly right around $13.60, right? But the thing is, like, have we ever had anything like this before in the market? Of course, yes, we have had that here, especially on XRP itself. This what we are seeing here on XRP is much more looking like the same thing that we were seeing back then between something like 2018 and 2017, just that right now it's happening on a much bigger time frame. I was actually like very much curious to see how long it was taking back here, so I just went like from this peak right there to when we had a breakout. It was right around something like 1,200 days, and from where the price was peaking back then in something like 2018 here to where we are today, which we are expecting a breakout as well, it was just like maybe double the time, right? 2,400 days. So we are really getting closer to that from a time frame perspective, and I hope obviously we get something like that. So this is pretty much what I had today. I'm looking at something like the $18.60 for the top of this bull cycle, but obviously, just as I say time and again, that you don't need to wait for one specific price to get right. We are definitely going to be taking some profits off of the table as we head higher, right? So starting right around $5.20, I think this is a nice spot, like at least in my humble opinion, to start taking some profit here on XRP. But we could really go as high as something like $18.60. Now I've seen people say $10,000, for example, for XRP. I'm not interested in that. I think for me, $5.20 as well as something like the $18.60 will be in, and we'll take it from there, right? So obviously, remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I would have to see you on the very next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye.